what kind of differentiates you from other business consultants, business coaches? What is your lane, your niche, your passion?
My passion and my lane is...
Do you have anything in particular that you're like really excited about what you're doing next? What you got going on in the works right now? Something new you're offering?
Well, one thing that I'm offering is
there anything that you're noticing that's a difficulty in that area?
I think one difficulty, and you talked about a little bit about, is
they don't know it, but they need to recognize
that
they need you.
They do.
Because that's a lot. That's like crazy a lot.
Yeah. And the first thing, and I'll interject this, is that the first thing that people do now is they...
Welcome to Southaven Business Beat. Business and community leaders talk with us to provide invaluable resources to aid the business community.
Hey everybody, welcome to season 3 of the Southaven Business Beat. I am so excited for our new season and all of the businesses and just professionals in our area that are taking time out of their day to come and share just a word about their business and even a word of encouragement to other business owners in our community and even people that are just in the community wanting to know what's going on and just the story behind some of the businesses that are here. And I'm so thankful that you're here to join us. I'm Cristan Engelke, the host of Southaven Business Beat, and we are going to jump right in. Today with me, I have the most incredible woman ever. I know I say that a lot, but they really each are incredible in their own beautiful way. Jennifer Christian with JC Business Consulting is here with us today, and I would love to welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you, Cristan.
I'm so excited to have you, and I want everybody to know about your story, about where you started, where you're going, and everything in between.
Okay.
So start out, tell me just a little bit about your background and how this idea bloomed into a business.
Okay. Well, surprisingly, I was in the corporate setting. I was in corporate America, and my background is audit and compliance for over 20 years. I know I only look 25, but I did that for over 20 years and was excited about it. But sometimes in life, when you have a calling, you know, God's calling upon you, and I'm not going to preach, but that's how I felt. You know, I would sit at my desk, and I was really good at my job. I would get promoted at work and was excited about that, but it felt like it was always something else that was missing. And I've always been a person to help anybody that I can. So even in the audit and compliance world, I know people don't look at auditors as like the happy people and helpful people, but we are there to help you in a sense. So I loved helping our young girls when I mentored in our schools and did different things. And so I just decided, especially when COVID hit, I decided during that time, you know, I think I'm going to bottle everything up that I have gained and I've worked for, and the wisdom and knowledge and experience that I have, and create my own business, because I felt that there was somebody else out there that needed me, whether it was for something small or something large. And so a friend called me up one day and asked me what I was doing. And at that time, it was COVID. I had just had a baby. And I was like, well, nothing, trying to decide, you know, am I going to go back to corporate America? What am I going to do? Am I going to get back in that sector? You know, what am I going to do? And she was my first client. And from there, it just blossomed. And she even asked me one time, she was like, I'm surprised that you didn't do this before. And I was like, well, you know, you sit behind a desk and you kind of wonder, you know, what else could I do? But you kind of just get back in the routine of doing what you've always done, which is going to work, working 8 to 5, you know, and sometimes daydreaming. And so COVID actually was a blessing for me. I'll say that.
That's incredible. I absolutely love the beginnings of that story, because a lot of times people do that. They get into that flow. Mm-hmm. Well, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm expected to do. And you always have that little dream, that little thought that, yes, absolutely, the Lord puts there, mm-hmm. that you are called for a bigger purpose. Everything that happens in your life, it's to prepare you for what's next.
That's right.
And you had to go through all of that and gain all of that knowledge before you were ready to step into that next step.
Yep.
And it has been incredible watching the growth.
Thank you.
It really is just a blessing to be able to step into your own and see what all of everything else was about and why you did all of the things to get you to here.
That's right.
I love that. I wanted to next talk also about, you had mentioned your first client. Well, that was also who you said was someone who made a big difference in your life, the person who believed in you before you believed in yourself.
Yep.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, we had been friends for, and I say had been because she passed away last year. But she sold me my first house. So she was my realtor first and my broker. But we just connected. With buying my first house. And so she's been my realtor ever since then. But she's also been a guiding example, I'll say that, over the time. And like I said, always encouraging. She would always say, like I said, when we would talk, even about her business, I would see her doing different things. And when she started her brokerage firm and different things that she did, I just always watched her. And I thought even the bad, the good, the challenges, because whether you work an 8 to 5 entrepreneurship or whatever, you're going to have your challenges and you're going to have your issues sometime. And so I watched her, and so she would always say, well, what are you going to do next? If I did say something about my job or I'm tired of traveling. But she was the one who called me during COVID. And she asked me, she said, well, what are you doing? And I said, well, sitting here with the newborn, pretty much, or a 1-year-old at that time. I think it was 1 or 2. And she said, well, I need help with my marketing for my personal branding and for my business side. And she said, I know you do really good. You're really well with marketing and your business marketing. And I said, okay. And she said, you do graphic design. So I went up to her office. We talked and I saw what she was doing because at the time she was dealing with a company in Chicago who was shutting down their digital marketing side. And she said, I really need someone to keep my business going. And I was like, sure, I'll do it. And from there, I started that in 2021. And then in 2022, I made it official and went and registered my business with the state of Mississippi, joined the chamber, I think in 2023. And so it's just been great ever since. I saw her ribbon cutting and, excited for her. And I was there for that. And so I was excited that she was able to be in mine. So that friendship also was a guidance, for me, and a guiding example of her always believing in me and always being there. And so I'll always thank her for that, and I appreciate her for that. And so even when people pass away, you still have that push. It's like that push from above, like you can't stop now because what would this person think if they were here? They would still be pushing you along. So I appreciate her always for that.
Absolutely. And just to put a name with that beautiful testimony, Jackie Metcalf was a force, people. She was the most incredible, most encouraging, most godly, freaking fantastic woman on the planet.
Yep.
Like every time she'd walk in the door,
she did.
You could not walk away without a smile.
No.
Or thinking you could conquer the world.
Yeah. And I'll say this, even before, if it wasn't my business, I remember, she knew the struggles with my husband and I, trying to have children. And I remember I bought a new vehicle and I took it up to her, the property shop, and she saw my vehicle and she said, she was like, all you need are some babies to fill that vehicle up. And lo and behold, I was pregnant by the end of the year in 2019. So, it's just like she just spoke things, into existence. And, I was just always like, once it comes, whatever. Yes. And so I just always think of her in those ways. And she was just a really amazing person. She really was.
Absolutely. Well, I love that she encouraged you in that way and that you are here and just absolutely growing and flourishing because of your willingness to step out and her just willingness to encourage and to see something even before you saw it. And that's fantastic. So going back to your business, I want to talk a little bit about, tell me what kind of differentiates you from other business consultants, business coaches. What is your lane, your niche, your passion?
My passion and my lane is staying in my lane. I am big on that, because when you start, you look, and I tell this even when I do my classes and lunch and learns with other entrepreneurs and small business owners. If you get into a race, and I learned this from a lady a long time ago, you look at horses in a race in the Kentucky Derby, and they have these blinders on because we all have the same goal. We just all are in our own lanes. And so there's no competition, and I'm one of those people. I had a consultation this morning with a lady who reached out to me, and I told her I didn't have a problem telling her I couldn't help you, but I know who can. And even when I speak about the chamber, when I go out to eat and I'm looking for the stickers or whatever, and I'm like, have you thought about, joining the chamber or anything like that? But my biggest passion and what I want my clients to know is the individualized approach that I give them. Excuse me. So my individualized approach is that one-on-one. I want them to know that you don't have to call and listen to a recording. You don't have to call and sit on hold and wait for me. You may have to leave me a message and I'll call you back, but I'll call you back. And I listen, and I'm attentive in listening into what people's needs are, because when I started my business, that's what I wanted. I wanted someone to talk to me who didn't talk over my head. And if they couldn't help me, they could say, hey, I can get you to somebody who I know could help you. And so I think that's the greatest thing, is having someone with that individualized approach. And if they don't know, they are in a tribe of people that they know that somebody in their tribe can help you. And so that's my biggest thing, is that one-on-one approach, because it's so hard when you call people, and you know how we call places and they're like, oh, let me put you on hold and get you to the next person. You talk to that person, tell them what you need. Oh, let me get you to the next person. By that time, you're frustrated, you're irritated, and you're wondering, did I even call the right place? And so I want people to always know that when they reach out, whether it's on my website, email, text message, or my system, or if they just call me, if they find my number, or if they're a referral, that they know that they're getting me. They're getting the owner of JC Business Consulting. And during the times where I have summer interns, that they know still, that you'll talk to me.
And that really does set you apart in a market that is growing exponentially. People are entrepreneurs left and right. That is what is our bread and butter here in town. There are so many people that are starting their own businesses, and there are so many now business consulting companies that are coming along because they see that growth and they see that need, but they don't have that individualized relationship building mentality that is vital to a business succeeding beyond that first year, beyond that third year, because statistically, very few businesses make it past that first year if they're doing it alone.
That's true.
And even the ones that aren't doing it alone, if they don't have that true coach that's pushing them the right way, they're not going to see past that 3-year mark.
Right.
So many of them don't succeed without the proper knowledge and help and guidance. And from just what I've learned about your business and what you bring to the table, I can absolutely attest to that, because you do give that personalized attention, and you have the knowledge that you are openly willing to share. And I am blown away at the fact that the people that you do help, we see them. We have been to some of their ribbon cuttings, and we've been to some of their anniversaries. They keep celebrating those anniversaries because you are guiding them down the right path.
Oh, thank you.
I am really excited, if you can't tell, like super excited about your journey. Do you have anything in particular that you're like really excited about, what you're doing next, what you got going on in the works right now, something new you're offering?
Well, one thing that I'm offering is a retainer service for my clients, because I want them to know that it's not just a one-stop shop. Oh, she helped me develop my business. She helped me start. But I want them to be able to call me back and say, hey, for example, I had one that called the other day, and he said, I hope it's okay to call. I was like, yeah, call me. And he said, but I just wanted to know about all the extra mailings and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, throw them away. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to do this or that. And so he said, okay. He said, is that okay? And I mean, I want them to know that it's okay to call me. It's okay to text me and ask me a quick question if that's what you have. It's okay to wonder. I've had people reach out and say, what are the benefits of the chamber? So I'm happy to share that And so I tell people, like anything, it's all about what you want. It's all about what you're looking for. We may be looking for two different things. So it's the same as when you reach out to me for business consulting. You know, I help businesses develop their business in different ways, but I know that I can't help everybody, and everybody's needs may be different in their business. And I'm okay with that, you know, because like you said, now the market is so saturated that there are so many consultants. If you sit in a room and you're the only consultant or coach in there, something's wrong. You know, I've sat in there with so many, I don't care if it's a life coach or a personal coach or a physical coach or a trainer or something, you're going to be in there with somebody else.
At the Southaven Chamber of Commerce, our mission has always been to bring more opportunities to our members and to our community. And this podcast is one of the many ways that we do just that. But we wouldn't be able to do what we do without the support of our sponsor, Pure Focus Media. They're the creative team behind the camera, helping us and many of our local businesses to look and sound our best. Pure Focus Media is on a mission to make high-quality video and content creation accessible to businesses of all sizes, from strategy to production. They help companies tell their story, attract more leads, and even grow through the power of video. Are you ready to level up your business? Then you need to visit www.purefocus.media to book a strategy call with them today. With it being the way it is in your market, is there anything in particular that stands out to you that's kind of a challenge or something that's kind of a misconception that you have seen trending that you really are trying to navigate or re-inform people and educate them about? Is there anything that you're noticing that's a difficulty in that area?
I think one difficulty, and you talked about a little bit about, is trying to be that one-person shop. If you're going to be that one-person shop, you have to be very skilled. You have to be very tactical, and you have to know how to say no to certain things, that you can't help everybody and do everything. And so one of the things that I'm learning now in this whole digital marketing age is that, and I tell people, invest in your business, you know, invest in your digital marketing. Find someone that will help you with that. So one of the things is navigating digital marketing. And when I say that, most specifically is social media marketing. It is so hard for some people, whether they don't like it, they don't want to get on there, but the day and age we're in, we're not in the days all the time of walking around and passing out flyers, or referrals are still great, but sometimes we don't have home parties all the time to kind of sell our business. And so we have to go by those referrals or networking or social media. And so I tell people, if you're not keen on the updated trends, and that's one of the things that are the misconceptions that people have, is seeing what I do and thinking that it's so easy. It is truly a full-time job. You know, social media within itself, if we just sit on there ourselves and just scroll for a while, we're realizing how much we've wasted 30 minutes or an hour. And that could be just something that we're trying to learn how to do, what other people are doing in the same field. And so that's a misconception, is thinking that I can do this all by myself. Social media is great, but not realizing that you have to work your business as well as have marketing. You know, everything is tied to your business under one umbrella. And I think that's one of the big misconceptions that people are having, is thinking that, oh, it's easy, so I can jump into this and everything will just flow as it is, because it doesn't. And that's where a lot of people, like you said, after a year, they either give up or they say, this just isn't for me.
Absolutely. And that is a huge thing, because I know, so from being a previous small business owner before my role here at the chamber, and even with my husband and the businesses that he runs, just learning how to navigate that to some degree. You can't just post a picture and expect it to go viral. You can't, even if you post every day with great content, you may have 600 followers, but because of the algorithms and the things behind the scenes, maybe 20% see that post. I've listened to webinars where they're talking about, you need to reuse content, you need to use video, you need to do this and that. And knowing that and being able to learn that, and even taking the time to learn what's trending, so you know what kind of videos to post, and the fact that the algorithms are completely different for every platform, and you got to know what target audience is on what platform, and it is beyond more than what one person can handle unless that is their dedicated full-time thing. And they don't know it, but they need to recognize
They
that
do.
they need you.
They do.
Because that's a lot. That's like crazy a lot.
Yeah. And the first thing, and I'll interject this, is that the first thing that people do now is they go to your social media page. When people, reach out to me and they ask, I send them their contact information, but I also want them to know, okay, here's their Facebook page, because that's the first thing we do. It's like, oh, do you know Cristan at the Chamber? Somebody's going to go either to the Chamber website or they're going to go find you on Facebook. Just even put a face to your name. So social media is really active. It's really out there, but it takes a lot. And I even go to business pages when I'm looking up a new restaurant or something like that. And I'm like, well, they haven't posted since 2022. Are they even open? And so you look at that, and I tell people, don't be confused by that. Or like you said, the miscommunication is that it's so easy, because I was in a networking event. Like she said, we start our businesses and we're marketing. And then we get into having clients and doing our business that we forget to market. So you have someone like me who may go back and look at your business and, well, they haven't posted in like 2 years, 3 years. Are they open? What are they doing? And that's something I even teach my clients is make sure you at least do something once a week. Because people want to see, and that's even for me. I have social media clients, so I have to remember to even go back and do my own marketing to say, hey, I'm still here. Hey, y'all, I'm about to do this podcast. Be on the lookout for it. So marketing is all about, and the world is nosy. I'll just say it. The world is nosy, and they want to see what you're doing, and I'm one of those nosy people too. So social media has really helped.
What are the top 3 things a budding entrepreneur needs to know?
Okay.
You're just getting started with your business. Here's what you got to do first.
Okay. Contact me. No, I'm just kidding.
No. That is yes, absolutely.
I will tell people, don't do it alone. If you don't know, ask. Even your nearest chamber. There's a lot of, I know for me, when I talked at the ribbon cutting, there were some misconceptions that I had, and a lot of people don't even realize, and so they even ask when I'm a member of the chamber. Like I said, they'll ask me. But if you don't know, ask. Reach out to someone. Invest in your business, and that goes as far as networking, joining your local chamber, finding your tribe of people, investing in your business marketing, your business consulting. Get you a good strategist who can help you along the way. And do not invest all of your money in one pot. I've had so many clients who come to me and they've said, well, I've spent so much on my website, so much on this, that now I don't have money to invest in someone to help me with my marketing. And you don't have to do that. Find the right people who will get you to where you need to go.
Absolutely. That leans right into where you said stay in your own lane, because you have a passion to do this business. You have a passion to help people in this area. That wasn't in marketing.
That's right.
That wasn't in invoicing. That wasn't in any of these other things. So you focus on what you do, and you do it to the best of your ability. And then you use the money that God gives you for this to bring on the people that can do what you can't.
That's right.
I love that so much. And that is huge. And that's something that we tell people at the chamber, that we want to help you do collectively what you're trying to do individually, whether that's education, opportunities to network, opportunities to be able to meet people like you, to be able to take them to the next level. And it blows my mind still how many times people have no clue what the chamber does. They're like, I've heard of that, but they know nothing.
Yeah.
And then it gives me the opportunity to be like, well, let me tell you, because they're like, I had no idea. I'm like, I know.
Yeah. And then you don't realize the cool people that are behind the chamber, like yourself.
Even better. I know. So I've kind of already said it, and we've kind of already said it, but is there anything specifically that you would say that has been a pivotal thing that you have gained from being a member of the chamber?
Meeting new people. Finding how, I will say, refreshing it is. It's like I don't want to say, well, it is an open door policy. I can reach out to anyone here. If I have any issues here, whether it's front desk, whether it's trying to schedule something, or just finding the right business in the chamber. finding the right restaurant, finding the right, hairstylist or whatever. Do you know anyone? And I know people have called me because they've called the chamber looking for somebody to do digital marketing or build a website or something like that. So I really appreciate that. So you're not alone. And that's one thing that the chamber has taught me, that you're not alone. Even though I'm an individualized one-woman shop, that, hey, if I do need someone that is good in accounting, the chamber is really good, whether I reach out or I just go on the website and type in accounting, or if you type in business consulting, I will come up, So all those cool things, and it's great to be seen in every aspect.
So you're building a business, you're building a brand, but I know that with your passion and what you've invested in it, you're trying to build a legacy. So what legacy are you wanting to leave behind for others to see?
The legacy I want to see others to see is that somebody can do it, that you can do it. If you dream it, if you think about it, if you manifest on it, and you do the proper planning. I'm big on business plans. That's one of my areas in my business, but make plans. And whether you don't have to get it all done right now, but the legacy I want people to see, especially even my son and those that are around me, like I said, the youth girls that I mentor, is I want them to see that it can be done. And that you don't need a full army. You don't need a whole brick and mortar all the time. You just need to have the determination to do it. And if you do not have the determination and the willpower to keep going in anything, especially in your business, then it probably will fail, just to be quite frank. And so you have to have the determination. So I want people to see that, oh, she did it. And I may have done it for 2 or 3 years alone, and then I built from there. But what you build from the ground up, as long as you have that solid foundation, that it can be done. And so I don't want Jennifer Cristan or JC Business Consultant to just be a business-wide name or a household name. I want people to know of everything that I have provided for them. I want to be always spoken of in the positive manner. She didn't try to take all my money. She didn't try to do this, or she wasn't rude. And so I want that legacy to be something positive, something fundamental, and something that is really thought about in a nice way.
Well, I can say you absolutely are well on your way to
you.
establishing that legacy, because every step of the way, you always have a smile on your face. You lead with love and you finish with professionalism, and it doesn't get any better than that.
Well,
that is the most straightforward you can be. I want to just give them straightforward, quick, solid, what's your rundown? What exact services do you provide? And then, of course, they need to know how to get in touch with you to start working with you on building their business.
Yeah. So I give myself the title not only of owner of JC Business Consulting, but I'm a business development strategist. So I help small businesses and entrepreneurs with their business marketing and business management. I help everything from beginning to hopefully no finalization anytime soon, but helping their business get off the ground of where they need to be. And that is everywhere from business management, business planning, business coaching, business marketing, including your digital marketing, website design, all of that in between. And if I don't know it, I will tell you where to go. And so for me, you can reach me on Facebook. I'm on probably every platform except X, but you can reach me on Facebook at JC Business Consultant. I'm on LinkedIn. I have to think. I'm on LinkedIn, Jennifer Cristan. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok as I am Jen Cristan. And everything tied to that is real easy. My website is IamJenChristian.com. And if you forget all of that, you can go to the Southaven Chamber of Commerce website and type in business consultant, and you will find me there.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I love that it's so easy for everybody to find you, because everybody needs to find her.
True.
And we do. I want to thank you so much for being a part of the podcast, for being a part of our chamber family, and for being my incredible friend.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I love being here.
Guys, I also want just to encourage you. I hope that you were able to glean something that just leads you in your life down your path, that you are encouraged by what you're hearing here. And if you have a dream of starting your own business, or even just leveling up your business, to step into that boldly and with the help of a professional who can guide you along that way. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Southaven Business Beat. If you haven't done it yet, please make sure you go like and subscribe so that you don't miss a single minute. Thanks so much. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Southaven Business Beat. We would like to thank the following sponsor. Staying ahead in a world driven by technology is key. At Wisdom Integrators, we simplify tech solutions for your business. We specialize in customizing audio, video, and IT services tailored to your needs. At Wisdom Integrators, we don't just solve problems, we create opportunities. Wisdom Integrators, connecting your world, solving your problems. Would you like to be a sponsor of Southaven Business Beat? Please email us, info@southavenchamber.com. Be sure to share and subscribe for more business resources.